Hello. Today I thought I would show you trying to cook French onion soup in China. I haven't actually made it before, but Amy was feeling a little down yesterday and she bought a bottle of wine but didn't really like it. So we've got a bunch of wine left over and I thought might as well try French onion soup. So I went to the supermarket already and picked up the needed items. Unfortunately, the light in my kitchen doesn't seem to be on. So I think that this video may not turn out so good, but it's going to be a quick one anyways. Now this is my kitchen. This is what I'm working with. We have the sink here, which has no hot water. A lot of the apartments here do not have hot water. And here is where I cook. Actually, it's not really a stove. I don't have a stove. So this is going to be an interesting attempt because you're actually supposed to broil cheese on French onion soup. Not that I found any cheese either. So I already went to the grocery store and picked up the things that I needed. Here we have a big bag of onions, which costs almost 3 yuan, which means about 50 cents. I bought some bread. This was about as multi-grain as I could find. So that's going to make croutons. Unfortunately, I did not find any cheese, but I found this. It may be kind of like cheese. Open it up and similar to cheese. I think that because I have no broiler anyways, I might just kind of crumble this on top and let it melt. That's the best I can do. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut up all these onions. I'm going to stop it there for a moment because you really don't want to watch that. Okay, so there are all my onions chopped up. There's a little bit of butter in there, a little bit of water and salt so the onions can start sweating. But first I need to turn on my stove. And to do that I actually have to turn on my gas, which is here. Oh yeah, turn on the gas, and then it's just like a camping stove, I think. Quite similar. There we go. And put my wok on, because that is what I'm in. And the lid. So now I need to let those onions sweat for a little while. And while they're doing that, I'm going to check out this broth that I got. Because I'm vegetarian, I don't want to eat broth. Unfortunately, I can't tell if there is any chicken or beef in this broth. That's a problem with living in China. But it says mushroom on the front, and hopefully it is. It's actually, I think, for hot pot, which is really good. But hopefully it makes a good broth for this. Seems like the package comes with a whole bunch of stuff. Have something. Dehydrated mushrooms. I won't be using those. Something. And something. I think this actually feels like the broth. I might have to use my translator, but chances are I won't know anyways. I have a feeling this is the broth, so I'll probably be using that. And the mushrooms are going, or the onions are going. We'll just let them go. And here is the wine I will be using for it. It is a very sweet wine. Amy doesn't think so, but she's not used to drinking wine. Not that I am either. I rarely drink wine. But she didn't really like it. It's a light and fruity wine. It says it's made from grapes grown in the Jilin region of China. Hopefully it does well in soup because it is way too sweet to drink. And I should probably get started on the croutons. The bread looks okay. And since I have no oven, I've decided to try to fry the croutons. Unfortunately, I have no frying pan. So I'm going to be using this pot. Because of that, I am going to put the oil directly on the bread, kind of like I'm making a grilled cheese sandwich, and then I'm just going to flip it and cut it after. There might be an easier way to do it, but I'm not exactly sure how. You know, cooking is a little bit different here in China. I've had to get used to a lot of different things. So we're going to try this method. As you can see, they're not turned out too bad. It's working. Unfortunately, I realized there was a lot of water in this wok. It was retaining the water really well, so I took off the lid and turned it up. Hopefully that'll help it. As you can see, the onions turned out alright. Might make a decent soup. At least I hope so. Unfortunately, only 2 of the bread survived the croutoning process. So, yeah. But there's only 2 of us, me and Amy may not even be eating here. I'm not sure. So now I'm just boiling some water. Actually out here, because I have no room in my kitchen. This is my dining room. To add the broth. There's the broth. At least I hope that's broth. Does that look like it has a thickener in it? Kind of hope not. There kind of looks like there might be flour in there. Tastes okay. Huh. Well, let's hope that works out. Well, the broth looks very clear. Seems to be okay though. Hopefully it works. So I'm going to add it to the onions. Oh, first the wine. And unfortunately there are no measuring cups, so I'm going to measure about half a cup in here. What do you think? Half a cup? Yeah. Just to deglaze the pan. Oh, moving it away. I'm not used to stirring and holding a camera at the same time. And now for the broth. I have to put this down for that because it's kind of hot. Alright, I've decided to go with 2 things of cheese because one just didn't seem enough. Now let's see if I can put this together. Croutons, which are a little big actually. Oops. Oh well. Croutons. And crumbly processed cheese that hopefully will melt because I can't broil it. Oh, don't want that in there. Alright. Wait maybe 5 minutes to see if the cheese will melt, and if not, that's about what it's going to look like. Unfortunately, there's only so much I can work with. Unfortunately, the cheese didn't melt. Take a look. Didn't melt. But certainly is still the best French onion soup I've had in a year. The broth actually turned out pretty well. So I think when I serve it to Amy, I will not be putting the fake cheese on it. But in general, the soup is really good. Certainly doesn't have a Chinese flavor to it, which after a year of constant Chinese food, that's kind of nice. Alright, well, I will see you later, and if Amy comes home and tries it, I will certainly record that. What do you think of it? Yeah, I knew that's what you were going to say. Definitely not Chinese soup.